Fernando Mendoza just delivered Indiana a national championship, but the trophy isn't the story. The asset valuation is. Most fans see a quarterback deciding whether to return to defend a title. Business analysts see an asset manager weighing a $100 million future against immediate liquidity. We are breaking down the financial mechanics behind the most expensive decision in college sports history. We will analyze the $100 million NFL projection, the 3 specific universities bidding to acquire the Mendoza brand, and the sibling shadow ROI that makes leaving a dynasty the smartest financial move. We need to establish the anchor number immediately, $100 million. This isn't a clickbait figure, it is the conservative projected career earnings for a first-round NFL quarterback over a single decade. When you analyze Fernando's potential trajectory against top NFL earners using spot rack data, you see how first-round draft capital translates to long-term value. The difference between being the first overall pick and a third-round selection isn't just the rookie contract, it is the speed at which you reach the second and third veteran contracts, which now routinely hit $50 million per year. There is a massive opportunity cost to staying in college. Every year Mendoza spends in the NCAA is a year subtracted from the back end of his professional career. In the NFL, the prime earning years are often years 4 through 10. Delaying entry pushes that window back, risking the loss of a peak earning year due to age or attrition. This brings us to the development gamble. Staying in college carries a specific risk profile that agents call the Matt Barkley scenario. Barkley returned to USC as a projected top 10 pick to handle unfinished business. He suffered an injury, his performance regressed, and he fell to the 4th round. That decision didn't just cost him $10 million in rookie guarantees, it deleted $50 million in future value because he never secured a franchise starter role. Conversely, there is the development premium. If spending one more year in a pro-style system jumps a player from a 3rd-round pick with a $5 million contract to a top 10 pick with $35 million fully guaranteed, the return on investment is undeniable. This is where the Indiana's offensive scheme, while obviously successful enough to win a title, relies heavily on spread concepts that don't always ask the NFL scouts often devalue stats produced in these systems. If Mendoza stays and puts up the exact same numbers, his stock might actually freeze or drop because it is a classic business problem of cash versus equity. NIL payments are simply cash flow, excellent for paying bills today, but they don't build long-term wealth relative to the asset class we are discussing. NFL draft stock is equity. It is ownership of a career trajectory that compounds. The dangerous allure of the portal is that it offers liquid cash right now, blinding players to the fact that they might be selling their long-term equity for pennies on the dollar. The decision isn't just about who pays the most today. It's about who offers the development platform that protects the $100 million asset. To understand the market forces at play, you have to stop viewing the transfer portal as a collegiate recruiting tool and start viewing it as a fiercely competitive free agency market with tangible salary caps. In this ecosystem, the collectives function as the front office, managing cap space and structuring contracts. However, Fernando Mendoza is not a standard asset. He carries what we call the Mendoza premium. A typical 5-star recruit is a speculative stock, high potential, zero proven returns. Mendoza is a blue chip stock with a national championship dividend. He has proven inventory, which means his valuation floor is significantly higher than the speculative market rate. 3 specific bidders have emerged, each offering a distinct investment thesis for the Mendoza brand. First, we have the scheme fit bid from Georgia Tech. The Redbird Collective has aggressively positioned itself as a market leader, reportedly amassing a $10 million annual budget. For a quarterback of Mendoza's caliber, they are structuring a deal that provides a guaranteed base salary in the range of $1.5 to $2 million. But the cash is just the retainer. The real value proposition here is the football ROI. Head coach Brent Key runs a pro-style offense that directly translates to Sunday football, unlike the spread systems that often inflate college stats, but deflate draft stock. Furthermore, the presence of quarterback coach Chris Weinke, a former Heisman winner and NFL starter, offers a technical development pedigree that is difficult to quantify on a balance sheet but essential for the asset's long-term appreciation. If Mendoza wants to secure that $100 million NFL contract, Weinke is the consultant hired to fix the glitch in his mechanics. Second, we have the equity play from Duke. This is the most sophisticated financial pitch in the portal. The Blue Devil Collective is operating with an $8 million fund, but they are differentiating their offer with a Silicon Valley-style approach. They aren't just offering cash, they are offering equity perks. This includes access to exclusive startup investment rounds and venture capital networks that are typically gated for high net worth individuals. It is a bet on lifetime value over immediate liquidity. On the field, Manny Diaz's defensive-minded program provides a unique asset protection benefit: total offensive freedom. Coupled with Jonathan Brewer's track record as an elite developer who maximizes quarterback efficiency, Duke is pitching itself as a tech incubator for quarterbacks, a place to refine the product before the IPO. Third, there is the hometown premium bid from Miami. If Duke is the equity play, Miami is the brute force cash offer. The Hurricane Collective is the whale in this ocean, operating with a raw cash pool estimated at over $15 million. They have the liquidity to structure a multi-year deal worth $2 to $3 million annually, front-loaded to maximize immediate yield. But the valuation here includes a legacy narrative. Mendoza is from Miami, returning home to lead a post-Carson Beck rebuild under Mario Cristobal offers a marketing multiplier that doesn't exist in Atlanta or Durham. The story of the prodigal son returning to restore glory to the U is a merchandising goldmine. However, this is a high-risk, high-reward play. If the rebuild fails, the asset's value could plummet due to the intense media scrutiny that comes with the Miami market. Naturally, Indiana is not going to let their most valuable asset walk out the door without a counteroffer. This brings us to retention economics. The university has mobilized the Hoosiers on the Rise Collective, which has seen a massive 50% budget increase following the national championship victory. They are now operating with a $12 million war chest, with $2 million specifically allocated for the quarterback room. They are matching the market rate on cash, but their pitch relies heavily on the Cuban factor. We have to quantify the intangible value of the alumni network, specifically the mentorship access to billionaires like Mark Cuban. For a business-minded athlete, direct access to that level of mentorship is a non-monetary perk valued conservatively at $500,000 annually in branding and networking access. However, the retention strategy has a fatal flaw: the Hoover competition factor. Indiana has a crowded quarterback room. Fighting for a starting job against a highly paid backup devalues the asset. In business terms, this is internal cannibalization. If Mendoza stays and splits reps, or even just looks over his shoulder constantly, he dilutes his own sample size for NFL scouts. This leads to the sibling shadow ROI theory. There is a concept in physics called escape velocity, the speed needed to break free from a massive body's gravitational pull. In this scenario, the massive body is the Mendoza family legacy at Indiana. Transferring is often the only way to maximize value when a sibling has already consumed the market share at one program. We saw this with Alberto Mendoza. By executing a portal jump, he secured a $2 million plus valuation, and more importantly, a clear path to the field. Compare that to the loyalty boost of staying. Sure, Mendoza might get $2.6 million total to stay in Bloomington, but his growth is capped by the shadow of the dynasty he just built. To get the NFL scouts' attention, you cannot be player B in a two-quarterback system, nor can you be viewed simply as the younger brother managing the family business. You must be the CEO of your own franchise. The business of differentiation dictates that to be drafted number one, you need a clean data set. You need to show you can succeed in a new environment with new variables independent of the infrastructure that supported your previous success. The calculation is cold but clear. Leaving the nest yields a significantly higher ROI than riding coattails, even if the upfront check is exactly the same. The $100 million decision isn't about loyalty, it is about timing the market. Mendoza must choose between the comfort of a dynasty and the risk required to secure generational NFL wealth. The smart money moves to where the development is guaranteed, not just where the check clears. He needs to leave to grow. If you want to see the exact contract breakdown for the Georgia Tech offer, watch this video next. Subscribe for more financial deep dives into college football.